Welcome to my channel and to the very first video that I've ever posted. My name is Amber, and I have recently, in the last 6-8 months, gotten into junk journaling. And I created a few books, all of which I have been deeply dissatisfied with. But they have taught me a lot. I've learned a lot in the process. I follow Lehman with Lace Covered Skies was the first person who I discovered art junk journaling from. I absolutely adore her style. I did not know that junk journaling was a thing. Like, I didn't know it existed, but it like checks off a lot of the boxes for me of things that I love. I love paper crafting. I love sewing. I love anything to do with, I love like going to thrift stores, and I love vintage things. Treasure hunting at estate sales. I love, when I was a kid, I used to collect paper pads, like pads of paper. So this ticks a lot of boxes, and it combines a lot of the different things that I love. But in my first few journals that I tried, I just didn't have a clear focus. I think, that's what happens, is like we're trying new things, we're figuring out what our aesthetic is, what our point of view is, what really lights us up. And I just was a little all over the place, which I value the learning in that. But now I have a clear focus on like what my aesthetic is and the types of journals I want to make going forward. And so I'm going to do an estate sale haul for today. I got some amazing things at an estate sale today. I live in near Seattle, Washington. And the door to the estate sale said, like, they had taken everything out of the home and went and placed it into a warehouse. But it said house, oh, what did it say? It said Hoarder House Estate Sale, which is like, that's so disrespectful. They're like, I'm a clinical therapist, like I'm a psychotherapist. So that term has a very specific, the term hoarder. How do they know that? But anyway, it was a very robust amount of things. And the person who lived there, has amazing things from the 1930s. I have several items there. And then also there must have been somebody who lived in that home who was a crafter, because there are lots of craft items that I'm going to show you. But this is the first thing I'm going to show you. I just love these images and the colors. All of these ads are just, reduce 3 inches in 10 days. Yikes, diet culture, fucking nonsense. But look at these women. Look at is that Shirley Temple? If not, it is a Shirley Temple lookalike. These are just going to be fabulous to use in some mid-century, or actually these would just fully be vintage, because these are the 30s, not quite mid-century yet. I love mid-century. Anything in my home. Before I moved here, I moved to Washington State from San Diego, and before I moved, my entire home was almost entirely furnished with authentic mid-century furnishings, and so I really love that aesthetic. I have not done that here in my home in Washington. Just beautiful, beautiful things. Okay, I'm gonna need to speed this up. So this is an Harper's Bazaar magazine. They're really long, so I'm not even gonna be able to get them fully in the frame. But there's just some really fantastic images in here too. All black and white. Oh my gosh. Wow. Talk about risque. But some really fabulous images, some fashion, and I think there were also some ads in here. So that one, the covers are missing on some of these. There were just boxes and boxes. I have no idea what this is, but there's some really cool stuff in here too. And I know that I'm cutting off the top edge, but it's really, these magazines are long. What is that? It's like a weird goose. I love that. So, and then there's this, which I don't even know, again, like I wonder if it was Good Housekeeping. I don't know, but there's some cool ads in here. Again, very, very dated. 30. Oh, look at that. These will really be beautiful in some vintage journals with lots of opportunities to make some ephemera with a magic touch of maple. Yeah, I'm really, look at that. I don't know if, can you see that? The Holt Hoover ad. And this looks like it's a catalog for Clark's. Oh, I don't even know how to say that. Buchel Fashions. But there's some really pretty pieces in here. I do have some plans to do like a couple sewing journals. So these might work. I love her. I love her hair. And then this is something from 1934. Again, like the covers are missing. I don't know what happened to all the covers. Maybe they sold the covers. Maybe the covers were, I have no idea. I've been so naughty. Oh my God. Okay. Gonna have to read that article. What did she do? Like she was naughty because she didn't like wear a slip. She didn't wear her underwear. What is that? What am I trying to say? Like the shape, or girdles. That was the word I was looking for. Oh, wow. Yeah, there were so many things to go through in this estate sale. It was incredibly overwhelming. There were so many of these types of things that were there that I just didn't have the time to go through it all. So this is the new hand knit fashions of Bear Brand and Busilla yarns. 25 cents. 1935. So this is like a knit, like you would get this. So these are patterns for these dresses that you would get to knit. Can you imagine? I can knit, but I cannot knit this. I can knit a somewhat acceptable scarf. But these images are beautiful. These hats, oh my God, 3-piece tailored. Okay. Hand knit, somebody hand knit that. I'm speechless about that. Here are the patterns. If anybody wants to knit some of these, just leave a note in the comments and I will make you a copy so that you can follow this pattern and make these items. Oh my gosh. Wow. Tea time frock shown on page 7. So here is the pattern for the tea time frock on page 7 that if you drop me a note in the comments, you can hand knit that for yourself. No problem, right? You got that. It's just easy peasy. Okay, well, women in the 30s, I tip my hat to you. This was just a little, I don't even know what this is, but I saw it there and the guy just gave it to me. I think it's pretty cute. I love this little kid. He's going to army camp. No, run away. Don't go to army camp. And then Siren, the Ladies' Home Journal is what that says up here. Probably can't, I'm out of screen because again, these are just so long. Another, just one of these large magazines from the time, some in color. Oh my God, is your child high? Okay, I'm gonna tip this so that you can see this. Is your child high strung or nervous? Try the Swiss food drink that's been found to work wonders in so many cases. A new different Orphan Annie shake-up mug. Scientific tests conducted with 48 school children in New York showed a decrease in nervousness as much as 25%. I need to know everything about, oh, it's just Ovaltine? Was there like cocaine in it? Everything had cocaine in it at some point. Oh, as a person who is as a therapist who's worked with children for so long, I'm super interested in like the past nightmares of psychiatric. Well, the current. I mean, my profession certainly has a sordid history and a current history that is not so great. So then they had this Trixie Belden book. It's in pretty bad shape, but I'll probably use this. I love this. I love these books. The pages are pretty brittle, but yeah, so I'm not sure what I'll do with this. I might turn this into its own journal, use the cover. And let's see, let's look at the date on this. You can probably hear my son. He is playing video games. I don't know what the date is on this. I'd have to look. Trixie Belden and the Gatehouse Mystery. And then I got a whole bunch of little golden books. I only like the little golden books that are vintage. I know they're beat up, but I like that. I love the history behind these. I love that a little person named Carolyn, I don't know if you can see her name. This was her book. I love that. And I don't mind. Oh, sorry, that's very noisy. I don't mind that things are torn. I just love the vintage nature of these. This is 1955. So this is, oh, look, somebody like outlined that. I just love imagining the life behind the person who read this and cherished it. I loved books when I was little. And we had some little golden books in my childhood home. I grew up in the 80s. So this one's not as old as 1988. So this would have been one that might have been in my home, although by 1988, I wasn't reading them anymore. The Taxi That Hurried, and this was Lincoln's book. I love the colors here. This is from 1946, y'all. So I'm not sure what exactly I will do with these. I may keep the pages in them along with some other items, pages, or I might take these out and use them in a children's journal. Jack and the Beanstalk. This was one of my favorite stories when I was younger. I loved that story. 25 cents. This is Carolyn's book as well. So this must have been, one of the children in the home. And this one is from 1953. Look at these beautiful images. I mean, there's a lot of damage here. But again, I kind of like that patina. And I just, I wonder what happened here. These images are beautiful. These illustrations. I love the colors in them too. Oh my, that is a very scary giant. And then we have Popeye. I loved Popeye when I was little too. Definitely motivated me to eat spinach. So this is from 1958. Oh, it's pretty beat up. But that's okay. Again, I'll find ways to make something very beautiful and useful out of that. Now, this is fabulous. Roy Rogers and the Mountain Lion. That good old rugged masculinity. Rugged, toxic masculinity. No, okay. 1955 is what this says. There's some really sweet images in this too. I just love these illustrations. And then Walt Disney's Lady, 49 cents for a this little golden book. It's not Lady and the Tramp, it's just Lady. And this one belonged to David Neiswanger, from his grandma. And I don't see a date on this one. Oh yeah, I do, down here. It's 1954. I guess maybe it is about Lady and the Tramp, because that's Tramp. So it is about Lady and the Tramp, but it's just Lady. Huh. I wonder if that's what it was originally just called. And then this is called A Barrel of Chuckles. It was 50 cents. And I love this. A Scholastic book. Oh, you guys remember the Scholastic book fairs that would come to your classrooms if you grew up in the 80s? So this is from November 1969. And I love these images, and we'll use some of these in a children's journal for sure at some point. Tomfoolery. Somebody did the crossword. Cute. Yeah, so this will be good in a children's vintage journal. And then some of the other things that I got there were a bunch of, oh, here's one more book. Hideaway Henry. And this is published in 1953. So this is just, again, some mid-century illustrations, pretty typical, but would probably be, I love that. Be great for a children's vintage journal, or maybe just to use in some vintage journals, period. Yeah, okay. Next, a bunch of ribbon. It's really pretty. And then, I don't know if you can see, I don't have really great lighting, I'm noticing. Is my overhead light even on? No, hold on just a second. My overhead light isn't even on. Let me turn that on and see if that helps things out. Okay, can you see that with the plastic? Oh, there we go. It's like a yellow with white flowers. And this one is a red, cute little red lace. And then this is like a little plaid with some cherries. Would go good in some cooking oriented journals. And then this was interesting. But it's this red polka dot, or white polka dot on a red background. This pink and green ribbon. Let's see. My son is playing video games and he gets loud. Pink with lime green. And then I have this black and red. It's nice and thick, and I like that. It's got even a texture to it. It's kind of bumpy. And I don't know what I'm going to use that in, but I just really liked it. So I decided I wasn't going to pass it up. Is that it on the ribbon? I think so. And then again, this person must have been a crafter, because they had tons and tons, I mean, tables after table after table after table of craft supplies that were not vintage. But I don't have any of these stamp blocks. They're in like several of my online shopping cart that I just haven't bought them yet. So that was nice. I like to buy things secondhand if I can. I don't like to, for junk journaling and for my crafts, I really do like to buy things secondhand if I can. So I'm really happy that I was able to find that secondhand. Here is some vintage material, and I just really love those little delicate flowers and the pastel of that. And then this is a pillowcase. And I love that bouquet because that'll be a nice little vintage, um, some vintage fabric to use in my retro journals, vintage journals, mid-century journals. And then there was these pieces of lace. And this is, it's really nice. That'll look really pretty. I'm acquiring quite a large lace stash already. My stash is much larger. This is like one of many, many hauls that I need to do. And I love watching other people's hauls, and I hope that y'all like it too. Yeah, so like I said, she was a crafter. So there's these die cuts. So I got this one. And this one I really like because it's this very romantic floral that I think will look good in some of my retro journals or vintage mid-century journals. These lace die cuts. I'm not really a huge fan of die cuts. I know people really enjoy them. I'm like buying them and using them. I prefer to, the aesthetic of it isn't my favorite. Like they're glossy, but it was really inexpensive. And then this is pretty cool. This is a stamp and it's a stamp and a die cut. So you can create, like cut out something with the dies and then stamp them. So that look, I'm looking forward to trying that out and seeing what that's like. And then this is like a die cut with these lacy squares. So I thought that might be something useful at some point with ephemera. And then this is a really pretty stamp that I hope is not too big for this block that I just bought. Just barely fits that. I've actually never used these types of stamps or a block before, so I will need to try those out and give those a whirl. And then this is an embossing folder. I do have a Big Shot that I got for free, brand new, and that is a whole story in of itself, but super stoked about having an embossing, the ability to emboss and die cut for free. Those things are expensive. And then there was just a bag of gold paper clips that I decided to pick up. And that is the haul from today's estate sale. I got all of it for $30, which is, you know, not bad. I tried to talk them down, but it's like one of those estate sale companies. But I figure for all of this ribbon and these older books and the children's books, I feel like I have a lot of material here to play with for a while. Okay, I will come back with another haul soon. I want to show everyone this, like the big stash that I'm accumulating. I'm really afraid that actually what I love the most about junk journaling is the shopping. I hope that's not the case, but I'm still, I'm having fun. All right, thanks. Bye.